So Officer Barrington, I was wondering, what are some of the basic laws in the city regarding e-bikes?
So e-bikes fall under the same laws as bicycles, which fall under the same laws as vehicles. So they have to follow all the rules of the road. Now, particular to bikes and e-bikes, now if you're under 18, you have to wear a helmet. And the ones that have been causing the most crashes in Rocklin is when we have kids that are riding the wrong direction on the road and not stopping at stop signs.
So another question is, can these e-bikes be ridden on sidewalks?
Yes, so just like bicycles, e-bikes can be ridden on sidewalks with the caveat that you need to ride the same direction as vehicle traffic would be riding, and you still have to yield to pedestrians that are already on the sidewalk too.
Okay. So we're seeing this one here that doesn't have pedals. Is this considered a dirt bike?
Yes, that's a good definition. So an e-bicycle, or e-bike, which stands for e-bicycle, has to have pedals for it to qualify and be considered an e-bike. So this right here, you notice that this one doesn't have pedals. So this would be considered either a dirt bike or also what we call a pocket bike. And unfortunately, these vehicles are not legal anywhere in Rocklin, not on the streets, trails, or bike paths in Rocklin.
Even if you're over the age of 18?
Even if you're over the age of 18. Again, this is basically an electric dirt bike. So where you could ride this is at a traditional place you might take your dirt bike, like Prairie City or some of the trails up in Forest Hill, that area.
Okay, so if my son decides to take my dirt bike, e-bike out on the street, what are the consequences that he might find?
So our goal, the Rocklin Police Department's goal, is primarily education. We are not out in the business of trying to jam up kids for, having healthy recreation. Now that said, depending on what they're doing, some potential serious consequences could include the child could get a citation for riding without a license. The child could get a citation for riding a not street legal vehicle on the road. The parent could get a citation for allowing their unlicensed minor child to ride what would require a license. If we can get a hold of the parent, we may ask the parent to come out and pick their child and the not street legal vehicle up. If we can't get a hold of the parent, then we may actually tow the vehicle for safekeeping, and the parent would have to come to the Rocklin Police Department to pick that vehicle up at a later time.
So there's different classes of e-bikes, I think, on the market right now today. Can my kid ride any variety of those e-bikes in the classes that they hold?
So that's a good question. So there's 3 classes of e-bikes. Class 1 and 2 are limited to 20 miles per hour, and any child of any age can ride either of those. Obviously, they need to wear a helmet. There's also the Class 3 e-bike. That's the one that will go all the way up to 28 miles an hour. Now, to ride that, you have to be 16 years old. You still don't need a license as long as it has pedals, but regardless of your age, if you're riding a Class 3 e-bike, you need to wear a helmet. So that includes adults as well.
Gotcha. Okay, so as a parent, maybe looking right now in the marketplace, Christmas is coming up, or, wanting to maybe make that big purchase for your kid with an e-bike, what should I be looking for? Or specifically, what should I make sure that I get so that I know that my kid is safe out there on the roads riding?
So that's a good question. That is really what we're here to address. So you got to remember that safety starts at home, right? Safety starts with what the parents teach their children. And all those little behaviors that we see, like riding the wrong direction or not stopping at stop signs, those are dangerous, when you're talking about the regular speed that kids can pedal at, maybe 7 to 10 miles an hour. When you give them something like one of these 2 things that are capable of going from 0 to 20, 0 to 30 or beyond in almost an instant, and then maintaining that speed with little or no effort on the part of the child, that mildly dangerous behavior unfortunately becomes a situation where we could see serious injuries or even fatalities if they get involved with a car in a crash scenario. The other thing you got to remember is that while the retailers may sell you this, that, or any other e-bike, it really is incumbent upon the parents to be the one to know when and where it is safe for their child to ride that device. Okay. So the reason the Rocklin Police Department is making this video is, unfortunately, we've seen an uptick in crashes involving e-bikes and e-scooters. We want this to be informational for you so that you can make safe decisions for you and your children. For more information, please scan the QR code at the end of this video or visit the City of Rocklin traffic webpage.